words and understanding how language shapes our thoughts are big questions. Scientists from different fields like linguistics, psychology, and anthropology have explored this connection. Language is like a tool we use to share our thoughts and show how we think. It's like a mirror reflecting our thoughts and helps us communicate what's going on in our minds. When we talk about what's possible in our minds, we also talk about what our language lets us do. Think about it. Can we even understand something if our language doesn't have a word for it? For example, in German, there's a word Schadenfreude, which means being happy about someone else's misfortune. If we don't have a word for it in English, does that mean we can't feel it? Or we just don't talk about it because we don't have the word? This shows how language isn't just about talking. It also shapes how we think. Let's break down the complex relationship between language and thoughts into 3 parts. Firstly, thinking without language. Unlike animals, we humans use language for both talking and thinking. This suggests that language helps us form ideas. Even when we can't talk, like in the case of people with aphasia, we can still have complex thoughts. We've seen this with brain-damaged patients who can't speak, but can still show what they're thinking through gestures. Secondly, thinking before language. Babies show us that they understand things even before they can talk. Studies have found that babies from different cultures can see differences in how objects relate to each other. But this changes as they learn their language. For example, babies in the USA and Korea see things differently based on their language. Lastly, thinking with language. The language we speak affects how we see the world. For example, languages like Russian and Greek have more words for different shades of green and blue, so people who speak these languages can see these colors better. Gender also plays a role. Some languages assign gender to objects, which can influence how we see them. Language and thought go hand in hand. Our language shapes how we think, but it doesn't limit what we can think about. As we continue understanding emotions and how we talk, we'll learn more about how language and thought work together. That's why it's important to choose our language carefully so we can nurture our mind. Until next time.